Round number one of this scheduled 4-round bout. Heavyweights, and on the right of your screen in the white trunks, now circling left, is Paolo Vidoz, the bronze medalist from the Olympic Games in Sydney, Australia this past summer. He is 31 years old, from Gorizia, Italy, and he came in at 240 pounds. In the striped trunks, Marcus Johnson, the American from Gary, Indiana, a 28-year-old with a record of 7-8-1 as a pro. He came in at 255. Vidoz has had only one pro fight so far. He won that with a first-round knockout, so not much has been seen of him as a professional. And Gil Reno Tomasi, the Italian commentator here, tells me that he didn't turn pro because they had high hopes for him to win an Olympic medal. The Italian Boxing Federation convinced him to remain an amateur. He did get the bronze medal, but he's a little behind the curve age-wise.
Well, that's what happens, Tim. They hold these guys in the amateurs too long. Now he's 31 years of age. He'd have to have a miracle record in the next year or two to really be any good as a professional.
Well, if he's got anything going for him, it's that Giovanni Branchini is his manager, who also manages the great soccer star Ronaldo. Whether that rubs off on Vidoz remains to be seen.
Oh, Vidoz hasn't kicked anybody as yet, Tim.
Marcus Johnson pressuring Vidoz against the ropes, and now Vidoz shrugs that off, gets back to the middle of the ring.
And Tim, you know, Vidoz already is starting to breathe a little heavy. And again, these are the modern day heavyweights. The lightest guy is 240 pounds.
Joe Cortez, our referee from here in Las Vegas, formerly from Atlantic City, New Jersey.
And Tim, you know, again, Vidoz had one professional fight. Johnson, 16 professional fights. Just about a 50-50 record. But all that experience could mean a lot to this Johnson in this fight.
Johnson won his first 7 fights and then commenced to lose 8 in a row, adding a draw. 1 minute to go in round one, scheduled for 4.
Nice combination.
Yeah, nice left to the body, finishing it. That looks like its best punch from what we've seen so far.
As long as it keeps it
above the belt.
Not south of the border.
Vidoz on the right of your screen from Italy. Marcus Johnson from Gary, Indiana, south of Chicago. 30 seconds remaining in round number 1.
And Tim, it's difficult for these guys to fight when there's an empty house. There's nothing to really get them charged up.
Fighting early in the card, and most of those fans coming for the main event haven't come in as yet. Final seconds of round 1, scheduled for 4.
Get the tape on the glove there.
So Marcus Johnson back to his corner. And Vidoz, the Italian Olympic bronze medalist.
Bene. Vai, respirazione forte, vai.
So they got the tape.
Va bene così. Un'altra volta la respirazione. Va benissimo. Forte come te vai. Scatto quando metti. Avanti, non metterle tanto. Pure 2 va bene, ma di scatto. Respira. Vamos, con molto lento.
Trainer Francesco Cerci with instructions for his charge.
Let's take a look at some of this action, Tim. Combination tried by Vidoz, the punches with glancing blows. That's the best I can give that one.
The best of them, the last left hook to the body. Round 2 scheduled for 4. Marcus Johnson off the stool first. Round 1 we've given to Vidoz, the Italian.
No, we haven't given it to Vidoz. You gave it to Vidoz. I gave it to Johnson.
Okay.
Don't you speak for me.
So already the controversy begins, and Johnson has the vote from Clancy for round 1, and Vidoz has it from Tim Ryan, the commentator, doing the play-by-play here. Vidoz pressuring now the American Johnson against the ropes, and good counter-punching by Johnson, but a little off target as Vidoz ducks below the last combination.
I think Vidoz fought the last round as if he was in about the 11th round of a tough heavyweight fight. He's always breathing deep. Looks like he's gasping for breath. He just took another breath down. Only in the 2nd round, Tim.
Joe Cortez, a little help for the trunks of Marcus Johnson, slipping below his belt.
Nice combination.
Left hand scored by Vidoz to the head of Marcus Johnson.
Now Vidoz is not answering back to him. There's 9 punches before he finally threw a punch back.
Either puncher's landed a big blow to do any serious damage. Now Vidoz picks up the tempo a little bit, but lands on the arms of Johnson.
Get him up. Watch the head. Come in the head.
And Johnson's gesturing to him, "You're not hurting me."
We're in round 2, scheduled for 4 of these heavyweights. Vidoz in just his second professional bout. Johnson throwing a lot of punches, but without much sting on him. Vidoz sneaks in a left hand underneath. Over the top, the right hand from Vidoz landed as Johnson just leaned into that.
Vidoz seems to be much the harder puncher of the two, Tim.
Yes, he does.
But he just isn't very busy.
A little more action from the Italian in the last 30 seconds or so, and that left hook landing to the body. Both of them looking a little weary. Haven't seen an effective jab from either fighter so far. Again, Vidoz digs one up from underneath. That got through.
At least Vidoz is trying to jab. Not very effective with it, but he's trying.
Johnson just a little off balance. Under 30 seconds we go in round number 2. The jab fell short, but one of the rare attempts at the leading jab by the Italian. Final seconds of round number 2, the scheduled 4-round heavyweight bout.
He hurt Johnson.
He did. He goes right in the final seconds.
Get those trucks.
Some instructions for the referee and from the referee to the corner.
Listen, you got to get your ass out there and start fighting instead of standing up there getting hit, man. Lean back, lean back. Take a deep breath. Deep breath. Let him take a breath.
How we doing here, my man?
Deep breath.
How we doing here?
He's all right.
All right. I'm here to protect him.
I told you my legs, but I'm going to
I don't want you to take unnecessary punishment. I'm here to protect you. All right.
Take a deep breath. Put the wet one I'm talking to, you know. Deep breath.
Here's
Deep
Joe
breath.
Cortez talking to Marcus Johnson as he saw that he might have been
Here's
hurt
some of
in the
this
final
action
seconds.
again from the last round, Tim. Again, the combination punches. There's that good uppercut of Vidoz. Solid, clean punch.
And that right hand there wobbled him in the final seconds of round number 2. We're in the third now of this 4-round scheduled heavyweight bout. Vidoz now comes out knowing that he had hurt Johnson in those final seconds, putting some pressure onto the body here early in round 3. The Italians worked that left hook to some advantage here, and even more so as the fights progressed.
Well, I like the way he puts them together, Tim. Hooks to the body, hooks to the head. Hey, there's a right hand to the body.
Hold the head. Hold the head. Come on. Let's go.
Johnson seems to be out of steam completely, Tim. Punches are not effective.
Backing up, and Cortez asked him if he was okay between rounds. He said, yeah, I am. I'm perfectly fine, but he does still look like he's suffering the effects of the blows at the end of round 2.
And the blows from this round, Tim.
And these now.
Pretty good stiff blows.
Johnson's corner wanting him to jab more, and he really hasn't jabbed much at all in this fight.
And you know, Tim, most fighters start out jabbing, dancing around. They don't realize that the jab is much more effective later in the fight when the guy's slowed up a little bit. Then you can really nail him with those jabs.
Vidoz working the body again, now with Johnson holding onto the rope. Vidoz got a couple of free shots and missed them.
So there was a time Vidoz should have walked in and threw a combination. Just walked in, didn't throw a punch.
Round 3 scheduled for 4. These heavyweights, second professional bout for Vidoz, the 31-year-old Olympic bronze medalist from Italy. And a left hand handed, that staggered Johnson, although he Naturally, right away said it didn't hurt, but it did move him. Right down the pipe from Vidoz. Minute to go in round number 3. Vidoz, a good solid jab.
That's the kind of jab to throw.
Johnson having trouble with his trousers. Vidoz now just able to fire away as Johnson not throwing anything. Staying right in front of Vidoz and giving him a target without retaliating. Now being more concerned about his belt and his trunks. 30 seconds remain in round number 3. Now Vidoz just resting here, leaning on, as again he's used himself up some here in the 3rd round, breathing heavily. Let's fly with another one of those lefts to the body and a left that grazed the chin of Johnson. Final seconds of round 3. Johnson back to his corner and needing some attention there, mainly with his trunks, as the referee Cortez asked for them to. And now in the Vidoz corner.
Respira duro, per favore. Respira duro per me, va. È andando bene, guardalo, quando lo vedi in difficoltà seguilo. Esatto, non lo lascia che restablesse lui. Non ce la fa più, non ne vuole più, non hai capito? Forza. E davanti a lui non sta.
Let's take a look at some of this action again. There's those 2 stiff jabs by Vidoz. Actually staggered Johnson a little bit. Here's that uppercut. Oh, what a beautiful punch that is. But Tim, he's dead tired, Vidoz. Why? 3rd round, he's 31 years old. He's been around a long time. A lot of amateur fights. He shouldn't be tired.
Neither should Marcus Johnson with the 16 pro fights. He looks even more so. This is the 4th round. Scheduled for 4. Vidoz of Italy in the white trunks. Johnson of the USA, Gary, Indiana, 28-year-old in the striped trunks. Johnson does very little movement, and Vidoz walks in on him and again lands effectively that left hook to the body.
Hold it, guys.
A little south of the border with that one, Tim.
He was indeed. 2-punch combination, got the other one up with an uppercut.
I tell you, if Johnson was as tough as the faces he's making, it'd be a different fight. He's growling, keeps growling at Vidoz and everything else, but then he doesn't do a thing behind it except take punishment.
Another low blow landed by Vidoz, and then one to the face that brought that grimace from Marcus Johnson back. But Johnson has just not been able to land at all. There's a big left landed by Vidoz. That backed up Johnson. Now Johnson finally starting to throw something, but just absolutely no sting at all on him, and Vidoz just walks away from it, throws a right uppercut.
That's been Vidoz's best punch in the fight, that right uppercut.
Johnson resting against the ropes. Vidoz happy to have him standing still in front of him. There's another right uppercut. Trying to get between the gloves of Johnson. And Vidoz kind of cranks it up. It looks like he's got some power, but he only fires it with any intent about every 10th punch. That may have to do with the conditioning that you've indicated he lacks. A minute to go in the fight. The scheduled 4-round heavyweight battle. Vidoz just facing no serious resistance at all from Johnson. So far, an easy walk in the park for the Italian, barring some last-second miracle from Marcus Johnson. 30 seconds left in the fight. Johnson just doesn't seem to have the power to do any damage.
I mean, Vidoz puts his punches together nicely. He has no stamina whatsoever with him. He was in there with the guy that makes him fight a little bit. Could be a different story.
Different story. Final seconds of this 4-round heavyweight bout. Paolo Vidoz from Gorizia, Italy. Marcus Johnson, Gary, Indiana, the striped trunks. And that's it. 4 rounds of heavyweight boxing, and Paolo Vidoz, the Italian, in his second professional bout. It would appear, the way we viewed it, that he has racked up his second professional victory. Awaiting the verdict of the judges here at ringside. Paolo Vidoz, bronze medalist at the Sydney Olympic Games. Now in the world of professional boxing, and having won his first pro fight in the first round, he had to go 4 this time.
Here in our opening bout this evening, we go to the scorecards. We have a unanimous decision. All 3 judges scored about the same, 40-36 for the winner by unanimous decision, Paolo the Gladiator Vidoz.
So Paolo Vidoz, the winner by unanimous decision, raises his pro mark to 2-0. And Marcus Johnson suffers his 9th defeat against 7 victories and 1 draw.
The true pound-for-pound best fighter in the world today. He's a 2-time world champion. Ladies and gentlemen, the reigning and defending welterweight champion of the world, Sugar Shane Mosley.